it's moving along, and we'll end up getting it. Yeah, we're actually pursuing it. Can you imagine? Because it came from the wrong location. It came out of Venezuela, and it was sanctioned. Maybe we'll sell it. Maybe we'll keep it. Maybe we'll use it in the strategic reserves. We're keeping it. We're keeping the ships also. Venezuela took advantage of the open borders that Biden created more than any other country. Tren de Aragua, we had gangs all over.
That's President Trump on the U.S.'s pursuit of a third sanctioned oil tanker near Venezuela, further increasing pressure on Venezuelan oil exports. The Trump administration has been at odds with Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro, saying that he's using oil money to fund narco-terrorists and drug trafficking into America. The U.S. military struck another alleged drug boat in the Eastern Pacific. This is the 29th such strike in the region. Let's check oil prices right now, well below $60 a barrel this morning, sitting at a level of $58.10 a barrel on crude oil. Joining me now is the chairman of the Headquartered Group, and former Energy Secretary under President Trump, Dan Brouillette. Dan, great to have you. Welcome back.
Thank you, Maria. Merry Christmas to you.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you. We thank you for that. I guess assess the backdrop for us in terms of the supply situation on oil as the United States once again flexes its muscle with all hands on deck on energy, which is President Trump's agenda.
It is indeed all hands on deck. And what we're seeing, Maria, in the marketplace today is an increased production here in the United States. We just set yet another record. I think we're now at 13.6 or perhaps even 13.7 or 8 million barrels a day of production here in the United States, which is phenomenal when you think about it. And I think it's a direct result of the regulatory structure that the president has put in place. Absolutely. He has removed many of the burdens that have been placed on this industry over a number of years.
So, and it's so important what you're talking about, the permitting process, loosening things up so that oil companies put money and investments and resources in place for a long-term period. How does the Venezuelan oil and this narco situation play into all of this?
Well, in the near term, it won't impact U.S. production very much. As you know, production, or at least the prices that are associated with production in the marketplace, tend to move in hours. Actual production supply takes quarters, so it's a little longer term. So all of these activities in Venezuela are not going to impact U.S. production very much in the near term. But what it will do is prevent this black market of energy, if you will. Those are the things that really distort the marketplace. When you look across the world and you see countries like Iran or Venezuela, or even China or India for that matter, buying black market oil, it really does distort the marketplace, and it really inhibits, I should say, certainty and production investment in places like the United States.
Yeah, it's a great point to make, because I know that under the Biden administration, Joe Biden allowed all of that black market activity to exist for Iran, and they were able to generate so much money in oil revenue to actually help those terrorist groups. But the Trump administration is also working to undo the Biden-era climate change agenda, canceling leases for major offshore wind farm projects currently under construction due to the national security risks. I spoke with Interior Secretary Doug Burgum about it yesterday. He broke the news on this program. Watch this.
The Department of War has come back conclusively that the issues related to these large offshore wind programs create radar interference that creates a genuine risk for the U.S. This is the most expensive electricity being produced in our country. In some cases, it's anywhere between 5 and 10 times more expensive than if we were doing it with the traditional, reliable, secure American sources like natural gas. This is a self-inflicted pricing issue for residents that live in that part of our country. These towers are gargantuan, 2.5 times higher than the Statue of Liberty, spinning at 150 to 200 miles an hour. One can understand how they would cause issues with casting radar shatters and clutter, as they call it, that create real issues for trying to determine, what's friend or what's foe in our airspace for our country.
Dan, he was talking about the expense of all of those wind projects and infrastructure, which are obviously now canceled. The leases have been paused.
He's right about that. These are the most expensive electrons in the marketplace today. And when you choose premium electrons, you're going to pay premium prices. which is why the mid-Atlantic, parts of the Northeast, pay exorbitant electricity rates in the country today. They have access to cheap natural gas in places like the Marcellus Shale in Pennsylvania, but they refuse to permit pipelines to allow that gas to reach these important markets like New York, Boston, and other places. And the Secretary is doing exactly the right thing here, and I think the President's doing exactly the right thing. He is pursuing affordable electricity, which is what we need. He's also pursuing firm baseload power, which is also what we need to meet the oncoming demand from data centers and other AI technologies.
Well, it's a great point to make about the data centers. I went to the Permian Basin recently, and I've got to tell you, Dan, what I saw was shocking. They have so much natural gas, which is coming up with the crude oil, and they don't have the pipeline infrastructure in place to carry the natural gas and distribute it to where it needs to go. You mentioned all this demand for data centers. They need natural gas, but you know what they were doing with the natural gas in the Permian Basin while I was there? They were flaring it up. So I'm seeing fires here and there of natural gas because they don't have the pipeline infrastructure to carry it, to take it where it needs to go. What does that tell you?
Well, it tells us we need more infrastructure, correct? I mean, we've talked about this in the past, Maria. Our challenge in America today is no longer production. As I've said before, we know how to produce molecules. We have abundant natural gas. We know how to produce electrons. Our challenge is getting those products to the marketplace. We need more pipeline capacity. We need more transmission capacity on the electricity side. That's been our challenge in America, and that leads back to a permitting conversation that I think the Congress really needs to get serious about.
Yeah, it all goes back to regulation, doesn't it? And deregulation.
It does.
Dan, it's great to see you this morning. Thanks so much.
Good to see you, Maria.
All right, Dan Brouillette, Merry Christmas to you.